Hey guys and girls, it is Saturday, the 17th, July 17th. I got to realize that I haven't done an update on Chris in quite a little while, so I thought, I guess it's been 10 or 12 days, and so I thought I might ought to give you a little update of what's going on. And I got a really good update to give because Chris is here at the ranch with me this weekend. I went up to the Kaiser Rehabilitation Center and met Chris and Sherri up there and took Chris to rehab on Thursday, brought her home, and I've had her here this weekend so far. She'll be here with me again tonight and tomorrow and tomorrow night, and then I'll take her back to rehab on Monday, and then she will stay at Sherri's house the following week. I've been going down and visiting her on the weekends the last 2 weeks. Thanks, 4th of July weekend, I went Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, so that was like a 5-day weekend right there for me. And the following weekend, last weekend, I went Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and of course I've had her here this weekend. I had a great surprise for her here at the ranch this week, and I shot a little video on it. We'll probably show it sometime in the next few days, but I did surprise her, and it was a good surprise, and I was excited about it. I was probably more excited about it than she was, but she's not really showing a lot of emotion right now. That's part of having a stroke, but she is beginning to get more emotional all the time, and that just thrills me to death because Chris has been a really emotional type girl, and that's great. I want a girl that's got a lot of emotion and a lot of passion, and she's got that, I'm telling you. And she's starting to smile a little bit more. You know, a lot of times when people have strokes, it affects their mouth and their facial figures. They have a stroke, like her damage was the left side of her brain, so it usually affects the right side, like she can't walk because of that right leg and she can't move that right arm, and it affects her speech. And a lot of times it makes your mouth kind of drool, go down the opposite, and so you have a hard time smiling. And hers is getting back pretty close to normal, and she's smiling a little bit more, and she laughs. I could make her laugh. Like I said, she laughs at me sometimes during the strangest times I don't even want to talk about. But she's getting a lot of that emotion back, and that's one of the greatest things in the world. As far as the recovery from a physical and a speech standpoint, it's really moving really slowly right now. You know, one of the things that Jack, Sherri's husband, told me back when this thing first happened, and you know, for the first few days, Chris was simply fighting for her life. We were going from hour to hour to hour, praying just to keep her alive, and we'll worry about healing later. Just keep her alive, Lord. And God did that. But Jack told me early on that, Jimmy, this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. This recovery is going to take quite a long time. And it might be even 3 or 4 or 5 months before all the swelling goes down their head, because about 70% of the left side of her brain was damaged, and perhaps permanently damaged. Some of that might regenerate back. If it does, that will probably might be some of it that works her arm or her leg or her speech. So that could help. But even if it doesn't, even if that part doesn't, and some of that blood may dissipate or go away, but even if it doesn't, her right side of her brain can learn to move her arm, it can learn to move her legs, and it can learn to regulate her speech, and she'll be able to say what she wants to say. It's so frustrating because she does well in the speech therapy. I was up there with her, and the speech therapist says, oh, she does so much better than she did last week. She's improved a lot this week. Be honest with you, I couldn't see it. I mean, I'm just a layman. I don't know. I just couldn't see it. I mean, I was with her through till last Sunday night, and then I was with her again from starting Thursday. So only 3 days was I not with her, and I really can't see that she's gained a whole lot between then and now. Maybe she has gained just a little bit. I don't know from a speech standpoint. She can put sometimes 4 or 5 sentences together, and it's fine. And then the words don't come out. Early in the morning, it's almost impossible to understand anything she says. But yeah, throughout the day, as she gets rested up more and she gets sort of in the flow of things, she does a lot better from that speech standpoint. From the walking standpoint, she stands up so easily right now. She stands up very easy. And I don't put the belt on her, the lift belt, very often. I do some, but most of the time I just put my arms under her until her stand up, and I just sort of balance. And then she'll get a balance on me or on that Hemi or on a rack or something beside us, and she stands there, and you know, I can dress her, I take her to the bathroom, and do all those kind of stuff, and so she's getting very strong from that standpoint. Her left arm and her left leg is very strong, and the right foot, I believe, is moving more. As I try to, when I take her to the bathroom or when I put her in bed or whatever, I try to keep the wheelchair a little bit further away from where she needs to sit down, and make her try to take 1 or 2 steps there. And I don't know that helps or not. I'm not a doctor, but I think it might. I think it might, and so that seems like it's a pretty good thing to be doing. But she's got a long way to go before she's going to be able to walk and walk very well. She has got 2 more full weeks of therapy, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, the next 2 weeks, the last 2 weeks in July, and then she's got 1 therapy session the first week in August. I think that therapy session will be mostly an evaluation where we determine where we go from here, what we do after that. So a lot will depend on what happens the next 2 weeks. But I really believe that, I know that God is healing Chris. God is healing Chris. I know that. God has kept her alive, and God is going to heal Chris. Now, I don't know if he's going to bring her back 100% or 80% or 70% or 110%. I know one thing. She's a very, very smart girl. She's a very determined girl. And that's what's so frustrating about her not being able to talk the way she wants to talk, is that she's smart. She knows what she wants to say. And I was in a therapy session. They were showing her some pictures, and like they showed her a lion, and she said tiger. And then they popped the words lion up there, and she said lion. And if she would miss a word, and she missed several, she got several right, but she missed several, they popped the name up there, and she'd read it, and she'd know what it was. So she can read just fine. She can tell time just fine. I see her every now and then look down at my Garmin watch, and I'll say, "What time is it, baby?" And it was upside down. She glanced down at it. I said, "What time is it?" She said, 11:30. I looked, it's 11:30. So she was able to read it upside down. So she's smart, she's intelligent. And of course, I know girls are smarter than guys. You guys, all of you guys out there, you know that as well. I mean, Chris has always been smarter than me. That's fine. I don't have any problem with that. And but girls are just smarter than boys. So she's a smart girl. She's going to be able to get. She knows in her mind. She just cannot translate that into her speech. But that's going to come, and that's going to happen, and she's going to be able to talk just fine. She's going to be able to talk just fine. I believe, without a doubt, she's going to be able to walk. And I think the last part that's going to come is that right arm, but I think she's going to get that back also, and she'll be able to use that. I think that probably the most important thing for her that she really wants, it might be that speech, because she gets so frustrated if she can't tell you what she's thinking. And then you can kind of guess. We're like playing charades a lot. And you can kind of guess. You say no, and no, and no, and then you get it right. She says, yeah, that's it. So she knows exactly what she wants to say. She's just not able to get that from her brain out her mouth. It's not very far distance. You ought to be able to do that. but I think she will. I think she will. We had a big surprise for her this week. I don't know if I've talked about that or not, but I had a great surprise. I worked on the 2 weeks while she was gone, and I did a little video on that. We'll probably show that hopefully in the next few days, and you can see what that surprise is. And she liked the surprise. She had some reservations about it also, but she did like the surprise. And I think we're going to have a lot of fun with that. I know I am, and I think she's going to have a lot of fun with that as well. But it was, I think, a great surprise. I think it was a great surprise. And so we'll share that with you too a little bit later. But all in all, I think that Chris is in this point right now where if you were to put it on a graph, you're looking at it like she's not improving up like this. She's kind of improving a little bit flatter plane. But we've had no setbacks. We're able to keep her blood pressure good. And I say good, I'm talking 130s, 140s, 150s, but not up in the 170s and 180s. I mean, she's real good about taking her medicine. If I forget to give her her medicine, she reminds me of it every single time. She's like religious about taking that medicine, so that's fantastic right there. And so the blood pressure medicine seems to be working pretty well. All the other medicines are working well. She's eating well. I'm cooking, and she's eating. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? She swapped out, didn't want cereal this morning. She wanted toast and peanut butter and jelly instead. So I made her some gourmet peanut butter and jelly. You know, I know it was because I ate a slice of it myself. And I did have the cereal in addition to that. And I've got her a great dinner planned tonight. A buffalo wing chicken bowl with cheese and all the good stuff. And man, I got it planned on. I'm preparing that and putting all those ingredients in. All I got to do is throw it in the microwave and it'll be ready to go because I already got it prepared up to that point. And it's going to be great. About 4 or 5 minutes, 6 minutes in that microwave, and she'll be eating that great buffalo chicken bowl and the cheese and all that good stuff in it, and it's going to be wonderful. Got a fresh cantaloupe that my buddy Larry Sissel, brought a couple cantaloupes down. We got a lot of cantaloupes in the garden now. They're getting bigger, so we're going to be having fresh cantaloupes here pretty quickly. But she wanted to eat some cantaloupe tonight after we have that buffalo chicken bowl that we're going to have. It's going to be great. And so I'm feeding her well. I'm feeding her well. She's eating well. I told her, I said, how you like my cooking? She said, it's great. It's great. So going to watch a little bit of a Dodger game. She stayed up until 9 o'clock, after 9 o'clock last night. I talked to Sherri. When Sherri and Jack, when I met them at the rehab center last week, they went and got on an airplane and went to Las Vegas. They're in Vegas right now. And they're having a blast out there. They went to the ice bar, which I didn't even know there was such a thing. Went to the ice bar and they wear gloves. Even the glasses that they have their drinks in are made out of ice. And it's just really a crazy thing. They had to give Jack a new drink, Sherri said, because his glass was leaking. It was melting in a certain spot. But they went to the shooting range and shot, I don't know, a couple hundred rounds of ammunition with 20 or 30 different guns. Sherri said her shoulder was sore. She sent me a picture of a beautiful 38 Ruger, kind of an American flag gun. It really looked sharp. And she said, isn't this gun cool? And I said, did you buy that gun? And she said, well, yeah, we bought that gun. And so that's good. You know, I knew when she sent me a picture of it that they bought the gun. And it's that little compact 38. It's really, really neat. And we're turning Jack into a redneck. You know, Jack is from California. He's a cardiologist. And you can't teach someone to be a redneck. You just have to become a redneck. You can't teach somebody. They can't go to school to do it. You just have to become a redneck. And you can't do it overnight. It takes a little bit of time. But the way you become a redneck is you run around with redneck people. And that's me and Chris and Sherri and Jamie and all my buddies I run around with. We're rednecks. That's what we are. And we're really proud of it. And all the redneck jokes, we tell them and we laugh about them. And we like that. We may be about the only group in the whole country that laugh at, that jokes about us. We don't mind that a bit. We don't mind that a bit. And but Jack is becoming a redneck, and he's got into buying guns. That's a good sign right there. That's a good sign of a redneck when you're into buying guns. But he's into buying guns. But they're having a ball out there in Vegas. They were going down to see that Cirque du Soleil show in water, I think, last night. I think the show was in water, I think they said. But they were having a blast. I talked to her last night about midnight here, our time. And it's only 10 o'clock out there in Vegas, so it's kind of early out there. They were walking in. They were just now going to the show at that time of the night. But so they're having a blast out there. And Sherri has been like solid gold to us here during this deal with Chris. It's been 15 weeks. It'll be 15 weeks Monday. And it doesn't seem like it's been that long, but it seems like it's been longer than that too. But God is healing Chris. I know God is healing Chris. I believe He is going to bring her back to recovery. Y'all's prayers are so valuable to us. They're just priceless. And so many of you are still praying here 15 weeks later. You're still praying. You're praying every day because you tell me you do. I see it in your comments. I'm praying for Chris. I'm praying for Chris. I'm praying for Chris. And I can't thank you enough. I'm thanking you from the bottom of my heart. God is listening. God is hearing those prayers. Those gates of heaven, they're still rattling every time y'all pray. And He said, that's those people praying for Chris again. We have a lot of people praying, still thousands and thousands. You know, we've got 17,000 on our Catch of the Day channel on YouTube. We've got 110,000 on our YouTube channel. We've got 600,000 on Facebook, and lots of y'all are praying. And I'm praying for y'all. A lot of y'all are going through situations much, much worse than what Chris and I are going through. And I'm praying for y'all. When you ask for prayers, I pray for you. And it's like praying for family. Can I tell you, that's what it's like. It's like praying for family, because that's what we are on the Catch of the Day and Jimmy Houston Outdoors YouTube and Jimmy Houston Outdoors Facebook. We are family. 600,000, 700,000, 800,000, however many's on there. And I know a lot of you on there not even done subscribe to the channel or not friends on Facebook. You just look at it every now and then, and that's okay. But we're family on there. We're family. And I'm praying for y'all at the same time you're praying for Chris. Anyway, I wanted to give you a little quick update there. We got a great week planned this coming week. I'm going to be taking Chris up to rehab. I'm not going to go in there and watch. I watched this last time, and those guys did a remarkable job. Guys and girls did a remarkable job. I asked Zach. He said, do you have any questions? I said, yeah, Zach, is she going to walk? He said, yes, Jimmy, she's going to walk. I really believe she's going to walk. And I said, I'm positive she's going to walk. And so they all said she did better than she did the week before. Now, honestly, it seems to me like she's still staying about the same, maybe a little bit better, maybe a little bit better. But they say she's doing better, and that's good enough for me. We got evaluation after these next 7 sessions. We'll find out where we are, and we'll go from there. But I know that God is healing Chris. I know also that I sure do love you.